Are you always trying to learn about exercise and nutrition? Maybe you hop from plan to plan trying to find what works best for you. But you're frustrated. You keep changing from plan to plan trying to find the best, most optimal thing backed by research, and you get results here and there, but not in the long term. You're not alone. I see this all the time. You start a plan, you do it for a few weeks, maybe a few months, you get some good results, but then you change, trying to find the next best thing. Maybe you see an influencer with a six-pack who has a year of experience and you see what they do, so then you try it. But you keep changing, never really staying on a consistent path to get long-term really good results. I want to be clear, it is good to keep learning, but when we continue to try to find the best thing and we're not grounded in core basic truths, that's a problem, and you'll easily be led astray down every path, and years will go by without getting really good results. So I was listening this morning to the Bible app, and I came across 2 Timothy 3:7 that I think really hits home with this point. I hope it resonates with you. In this letter to Timothy, Paul is warning about people who they appear to have their act together, to have everything together, but they're really just constantly searching. They're not grounded in core gospel truths. So they end up being led away, and then they end up leading other people away because they're not grounded in the truth. So here's what it says. It says that they're always learning and never able to arrive at a knowledge of the truth. So if you feel like this describes you in the fitness world, get yourself grounded in core truths that are time-tested instead of following influencers or the best research-backed thing. And while Paul is talking about core gospel truths, not being grounded in basic truth applies across multiple aspects of life, including fitness. So again, a lot of times people will see, and maybe this is you, maybe not, I don't know. I know this has been me at times, and sometimes I still fall into this. You see an influencer, you see what they do, and then you think, oh, maybe I should try that, instead of doing the basic things for a long period of time to actually get results. And I'll share a secret with you. While you're looking for the best, most optimal research-backed thing, despite what influencers in the fitness media might tell you, it doesn't exist and it never will. The people who actually get results are doing the basic things that nobody wants to do for years, and that's why they get results. So if we look at the oldest, healthiest people in the world in the blue zones, they're not doing anything fancy. Only one of the 5 communities actually even does formal exercise, what we think of like being in the gym. The rest are doing basic life activities like gardening, landscaping stuff, walking to and from the market every day to get their food. They're doing basic full body cardio that gets them huffing and puffing in just normal daily activities. They're lifting heavy things in just tending the land. So they're getting basic full body strengthening, full body cardio without the gym. It's just basic living exercise built into their life. As far as what they eat, they're just eating whole plants from the garden, just like God says in Genesis 1:29. He gives us every seed-bearing plant for food. There's no optimal plan, there's no optimal macronutrient ratio or nutrient timing. It's just vegetables, guys. So it's a lot like investing. I use this analogy a lot in people in the physical therapy clinic. I've used it a lot just to help people get perspective. When we look at people who build wealth, it's not usually, they didn't inherit it. They weren't necessarily an overnight success, and those overnight successes is just us seeing the final results of their 30 years of consistent basic work that looks like an overnight success. What they actually do is just invest in basic stock, invest in basic rental property. They build a basic business, and they do that for decades. If you ask Warren Buffett, he likes basic things like steel and Wrigley's gum. They're just things that people use every day, and he just invested longer than everybody else. That's how he got where he is. If you ask a financial advisor, they say if you're doing any investing less than 5 years, you're not investing, you're trading, and trading does not work as well as investing. It's the same in fitness. The people who get the results are just eating mostly vegetables. They're getting, especially the healthiest people, are getting most of their protein from beans and lentils. It's basic things like that. Exercising half an hour a day. They're building activity into their life. They're not doing the scientifically optimal plan. So imagine with me for a second, if you ignored all the influencers, you ignored all the best research, the most optimal plans, and you just did the basic time-tested things like full body strengthening 3 times a week, doing basic cardio, doing something that gets you huffing and puffing for 30 or 60 minutes a day. You ate mostly, vegetables, beans, lentils, fruit, nuts, seeds, God's food that he gave us to eat. And you ate when you were physically hungry, not emotionally, when you were physically hungry, and you stopped until you're 80% full. All these basic things that the people who actually get results do, and you just did that consistently over time with patience. Imagine where you would be. Also, think about it if you didn't spend all that time and energy constantly researching, and you just did the basics and let them take effect. How much more time and energy would you have to do other things outside of fitness and nutrition? You can do things that you love, pick up another hobby, do something that you love with your family instead of researching constantly. So now imagine having a community of like-minded people that help you simplify things to the core basic truths so you don't have to constantly be researching the next best thing. If you're interested in a community like that, that'll help you simplify your fitness so that you can do other things in life instead of constantly researching, check out the FitChurch Project family. There'll be a link in the description below. I hope this resonates with you. I hope that you start to focus on core basic truths and doing them consistently over time. Again, eating mostly vegetables, doing full body strengthening, basic cardio, and just let it take its time, be patient, let it take its effect, and do something else with your time instead of being anxious researching the next best thing. So again, I hope that resonates with you. I hope that helps you. Share this with somebody that you think could benefit from it, and we'll get better together. God bless.